Welcome back to the Barry Charles Footy Show. In this episode, we are going to talk about St. George Illawarra Dragons. Yes, what a dismal year for this club, with Anthony Griffin kicked out the door, the Ben Hunt continued fiasco, Shane Flanagan, can he be the saviour for this club, and so much more. We're going to talk about this season review right here, right now on Barry Charles. Let's get to it. St. George Illawarra Dragons. Yes, absolutely was the crazy season for them, and it all started way back when. Yes, way back before even last year. They should have not resigned Anthony Griffin. They had a chance to go in a different direction then. They decided to give him another couple of years. What for? He hadn't performed. There was a chance to get rid of him, but they continued with him for whatever reason, and it turned into what we've seen, an absolute shocking display of football for a long time to start the season. They started the season off with 2 wins out of 10, so not good at all, not very good at all. They really did struggle and really wasn't. But let's just have a look at some of the stats from the season. Their completion rate was 75%, one of the worst in the comp. Their points for were about 19 on average compared to 28 against. So if you're giving 28 against, no wonder you're near the bottom of the table. There's no hope. They're going to have to turn that around if they want to be a top 8 team going forward. The top tackler, this is where it goes, what? 692 for Jacob Little. When you saw the top guns get over 1,000, I don't know what happened. Were they just letting tries in at will? That's probably the question mark you got to have on the Dragons, is they got to turn their defense around. And can Shane Flanagan do that? Top point scorer was Zach Lomax at 142, and Ravawala, probably one of his best seasons with 21 tries. But he reminds me a lot of Manu. He can score a lot of great tries, but he can let in a lot as well. So that's probably the question mark. Well, the best player of the season was Blake Laurie, their best player. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but he got the best player of the year. Rookie of the year, Toby Couchman. They didn't have much to choose from, to be honest. But yeah, let's get to the big points. Anthony Griffin, the way he was sacked was absolutely disgraceful, pathetic. This club is absolutely had an early morning meeting, and within 10 minutes or something ridiculous, they had a media thing with the players who didn't even know that their coach had been sacked, and they were asking questions. And they're going, what are you talking about, mate? So it's craziness. The way the Dragons board and they were running this, running the situation was absolute debacle. They told him, if you all remember, he was told that he has to reapply for his job. Are you kidding me? When you say something like that, you're out the door. There's no point even saying it. I don't even know why people would ever say, yeah, you got to reapply for your job. Most people would have walked straight away. He didn't, so good on him for that. But yeah, it was ever since they said that, the Dragon season was over right then and then. They absolutely capitulated, and the interim coach had no answers either, and really it was just one of those seasons that was wasted. But obviously, probably the bigger talking point here is Ben Hunt. What's happening there? Clearly, he doesn't want to be there. He's still there for now. Whether that changes, I don't know. I think basically for the Dragons, if they can get a like replacement, which they're not going to, he would swap. But I don't see anyone swapping a decent player. Jaden Campbell, will Jaden Campbell come short-term game for long-term pain? I don't think so. But that's a type of player that they could replace Ben Hunt with. But they probably argue they already got players like that already. They need a bit more experience, and that's why Ben Hunt is still there right now. But it's been a long Dragon thing since the Origin 2, was it, I believe? So, and why say it in Origin? He was gutless. He said it in Origin time. He didn't have the guts to say it beforehand, or that maybe that's when it came out. But yes, if he is going to go, where's he going to go? Well, apparently it's Queensland, so Gold Coast are heavy favourites. Broncos, I don't see them having the money now, especially when they're going to uplift Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh. I can't see that happening. Let's have a look at a few things else they really did curtail the season. Cody Ramsey, the start of the season, talks that he will never return. We'll see if he returns next year or not. But he's had a long recovery. Whether he can come back to football, but that's obviously a big loss. He was expected to be their fullback. We'll see if he comes back to football. Zach Lomax was a bit of an in and out type, as he has always been in his career. Looked like he had found a little bit of form for a little while, but he's got a lot of work to do to go. Well, he's been in the game long enough, but maybe Shane Flanagan can get out the best out of him in 2024. Same with Tyrell Sloan. Has the talent, but does he have the work ethic around it to be the gun player he needs to be? Time will tell with that one. Obviously, Amone as well, going through his domestic fight with the neighbours. They were, I don't know, the power tool, whatever. Probably got it too loud or something. I'm not sure. All that stuff happened. So there was a lot of issues outside the turmoil. At the Dragons, it was just one of those seasons they'll rather forget. And obviously, you have to go back to the year before when virtually no one turned up to the awards dinner. Now, that is craziness. The club absolutely, just absolutely no harmony was there. And Anthony Griffin should not have been resigned, but that's the way they went, so they have to eat their sword on that one. There was not many highlights for the year, absolutely not many highlights at all, but probably the last gas win of Roosters, which ended up being the try of the year. That was absolutely one of their, well, I wouldn't say, but entertaining finishes to a game anyway. But really, there wasn't much highlights out of the Dragons season. It was really, I rank the season. I'm going to rank it an F as well. I think it's just as bad as the West Tigers, because some people were expecting there would have been a better season for them. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see with the Shane Flanagan he wasn't even first choice, obviously. They had Jason Ryles and other people in front of him, but he ended up getting the top job. Interesting to see how he goes, Shane Flanagan, because he should really turn this club around. But for you Dragons fans, what do they have to do? Well, Jack DeBellin's still there, but it's just time for him to go. It's just, I think there might be just, a bit of a hangover from that time period. Just a bit of a thing. Maybe he needs to go to the Super League. It just seems like just a hangover, because he was a talented player back in the day, but I just think it's been a big hangover over his head since all that thing. Even though he was proved not guilty, does that mean he wasn't guilty? You know what I mean? Sometimes you might get away with it, but it's because there wasn't enough proof. And it just issues around that. But yeah, Jack DeBellin, some work needs to be done with the forward pack. Is it strong enough in this competition to take on the big guns? The simple answer is no, so they're going to have to improve there. The back line is not too bad. The back line's not too bad if Flanagan can get the best out of them, but the forward pack needs a bit of work. They got a few toilers, but have they got that real game breaker in their team? Have they got that one person that can really take on the attack? They've got solid players in there, but they really need to look for someone who's going to go take charge of this team. Let's go forward. That's probably where one of their big weaknesses are at the moment. They don't have the Isaiah Yeo or the Payne Huss in their team. They're probably the players they need. A player like that would really turn this club around. So that's what they need to do. But anyway, I'll talk more about that in the new year. But this was just a little bit of a Dragons review. It was really a disastrous season for them. But have a great day out there. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back and I'll do all the teams throughout the next month or so, next couple of months. So get ready. Have a great day out there.